My my name is DJ Tetsuo. I've been spinning for about 6 years. I've been from Technique to MIDI controllers to now officially and permanently CDJs. I've been all over the country, spinning pony gigs, furry gigs, festivals, concerts, all that noise. And I will be doing possibly the coolest thing that I'll ever do in my career, and that is play at the world's largest Brony convention. And this is one of the proudest moments of my life, to be honest. And honestly, I cannot wait. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I'm Garnica. I'm a DJ and producer from Southern California. Southern Californians here? Anybody? Anybody from SoCal?
No,
seriously?
I started in San Diego, if that counts.
Yeah. What have I done? I started DJing about 5.5 years ago through the b-boy and the hip hop community. I started on vinyl. And then since then, I've started producing my own music. I produced Melbourne Bounce, and I can now say that I've DJ'd and performed at every single con on the West Coast, every single BronyCon. So I realized that the other day, somebody brought that up to me, and I'm like, dude, brag and points and all that other good stuff. Anyway, so Monica, where do we go from here?
Why am I the leader of this panel?
I
Just
don't-
all of a sudden, I'm the default leader.
Yeah,
Well,
Wait, who are you again?
I'm like,
I'm
Is
some
it-
Canadian guy.
Oh,
is it like a height
So are you
superiority
Medley?
thing? Like the
I'm like
tallest?
Medley.
but I'm
you're
super
Medley.
All hail the
I'm
tallest.
fake Medley.
I can't stop talking. I like talking a lot.
I never.
Well, let's talk about DJing because that's what this panel is
Yeah,
about.
Let's do it. All right, commence.
Yeah,
Starts
what?
now.
Go.
I am Judge Jody. No, I'm not. I just spent all that time introducing myself. Go ahead.
Okay, so Scott, come on.
All right.
Welcome to.
So I guess as a basis, there's, as far as DJing goes, there's a few different options for it. You can use a controller like I do, or you can use CDJs like Tetsuo and Nautica uses. I don't know what Garnica uses.
I use everything all at the same
Yeah.
time. I use everything all at the same time.
No, you
Every-
don't.
All at the same time. So I have my
Garnica.
finals over
Garnica.
here.
Do you
can
use
also
this?
And then I have my...
Yes.
Do
Okay,
you
so
use this, Garnica?
Oh, dude, you don't even know.
It's
Yeah.
the most professional controller
Okay.
you can buy on the
Awesome.
market.
And you can buy it today for
Nice.
$34.95 at Toys R Us.
Or Target.
Buy now.
Akajawa, you found my door
Pioneer,
stop.
eat your heart out.
I've been looking for that.
Yo, this is mine.
I need something to
Probably
keep my door
DJ
open.
better.
This
All right,
is-
all funny this aside though.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
So you can also DJ using vinyl, or a combination of vinyl and digital with like time-coded vinyl, special vinyl that you plug into your computer. Works with still something like Tractor, like what I've got.
Was it? Ooh, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
That's what scratching sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can scratch. I can't scratch to save my life. Or actually, you can buy what I've got and then just everything at once. So I don't have to make sacrifices.
But for the people who don't know what DJing is, DJing in this culture, starting all the way back from late 60s, early 70s, where people would actually use techniques like SL1200s have always been the standard from this time, where they would use vinyl records to play to audiences. It started out as like jukeboxing, but then like later out in say the early 80s, they started using it as instruments for like hip hop or for other other records like electronic music. For example, greats like DJ Jazzy Jeff and Grandmaster Flash and Qbert started in the 90s.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But then DJing now, in this day and age where we have so many different instruments from CDs, vinyls, and even MIDI controllers like this one, is this a CD player?
This handles CDs, USB drives, and is a MIDI controller for Tractor or
cool.
Serato.
Okay.
You can do everything at once too, which
That would be a hybrid MIDI controller.
It
so
is.
It has the capabilities to play
But back to the point. It is turned into not only just playing music, but it is turned into playing in a creative way, like mixing, scratching, turntablism, juggling. There's so much you can do with just a simple records, CDs, or anything, and even sampling now. Like people rock stages with just like a 4x4 beat pad, and has multiple samples on that, and also, there's 4-deck mixing. There's so much you can do with DJing, and it's become more than just playing music. So that in my opinion is what DJing has turned out to be, a creative way to spin music to everyone else. Yeah. And what do you think, Garnica?
Question.
Do you guys want questions in the middle?
Yeah, sure. Why
Yes,
not?
we will.
Actually, I was just about to say that because we're special guests here. We have no idea what
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say there's folks in the audience that want to break into it. Like they just want to start maybe with their friends, right?
Mhm.
What kind of a rig should they be looking at getting? Maybe used? What brand names? What kind of software can they get for cheap? And then work us up to maybe they want to do their first paid show.
Okay.
First, can I take it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Me personally, when I decided to really start DJing, I started in the b-boy community with the vinyls, but it never really occurred to me as something that I would want to do on my own, like outside of jams. So I was kind of in the same place that you are. I wanted to do it for friends at kickbacks, maybe for like little like family parties, and the family parties, ironically enough, were the first paid gigs. So they're like, oh my gosh, he is so cute. Here, throw him a 20, June. Throw him a 20. And stuff. That was it. That was my first paid gig. June threw me a 20. Like,
Oh yeah.
and so that was
That's
with,
adorable.
I kid you not, my dad's laptop and a free trial of Virtual DJ that I maybe downloaded like that week.
Yeah.
But it was fun. And I think as far as what you should be getting when you first go into it should be gauged by how far you want to take it. So me personally, I looked at deadmau5 and SoCal music producer by the name of Tonic at the time, now known as Dioro, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to play clubs. I want to play at these events eventually. So I'm going to start making steps to do that, but I understand it's going to need to start somewhere. So I started with a little mini controller about yay big, and I just kind of did parties, and I kind of harbored my skill until I felt I was ready to move up to the next thing, or until I wanted a new toy to go with this thing, or so, I don't know, like, personally, look at where you want to go. If you want to stay DJing with, just kind of like at kickbacks and stuff, stick with something small, maybe, no more than about 500. If you're really looking for something you want to improve on, maybe, something in like the $1,000 range. Pioneer makes really good, all kinds of controllers. Like you got something like that's this big that you can buy, but then you have another thing that you can sit on a desk, and it's got all these lights and crazy buttons. So, it just kind of depends on where you want to go personally.
Exactly.
Yes.
To add to that, I got a basic Hercules controller, and it came with the software. It was only $100.
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of these controllers do come with software. The entire line of new Pioneer DDJ controllers. I see you. 1 second. The entire line of Pioneer DJ controllers comes with Serato DJ, which is actually a very, very nice software. It has very clean audio output and tracking, whatever. Don't even talk to me about tracking right now.
Oh, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about software because I'm a real DJ.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
let's not get into but.
He's
That's
putting his
true.
opinion
Well,
out there.
that brings us to another argument into
Guys,
this,
CDJ
into this
Master
panel.
Race.
We finally got some fire.
If you really want to get into it, who's played at the House of Blues?
Oh.
That's right. Shut up.
You gonna take that, Tessa?
Where would you recommend is the best place to purchase one of these?
Guitar Center. The best place to do it. I've been to. What's that?
Guitar Center is one of the biggest chains. I'm sure there's lots of Guitar Centers around here. Guitar Center, Sam Ash. I personally go through a dealer called Pro Sound and Stage Lighting, otherwise known as PSSL.com. And they have really nice stuff, and they're really good about, they're high quality, and they're a little bit cheaper than some of the market stuff anyway. So
I buy from two places basically. Number one, I buy from a place out of New York City called ProAudiostar.com. They are possibly some of the best people to work with when it comes to these kind of things. I scored my CDJs and my DJM 2000 at least. I probably got about $1,200 out of a $6,000 purchase, and all I did was just talk to them. Like, they want you to make deals with them. They want you to, save money on all this stuff. That and Sweetwater.com. Sweetwater.com is one of the best places to do monthly purchases. Like monthly payments on your purchase. So say like you want the whole thing, but you don't have all the money right now. You can just do a credit check with them, and you can do a monthly payment plan of up to I think $349.95, and that goes for like 24 to like it's not a credit card, but it's still it's still credit. Yeah, it's still credit. It's still credit on your account. But those are the two places that I buy from.
And if you're from Canada like myself, places like Steve's Music Store or I think it's audioshop.ca or something, can't remember for sure. They're really good to deal with. Although Steve's is only in a few cities, but that's where I got mine.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else got any questions?
Yeah.
All right.
You right there.
What do you guys like for like the real instruments, like as in not computer or DJ MIDI stuff?
I actually play a little bit of piano, just so I can, be well versed in theory when I'm producing. To you in a second. Other than that, I dabbled in a little bit of guitar and then a bunch of like fun little instruments like harmonica and the recorder and stuff. So that's pretty much it as far as me. What about you?
Me, back when I was in high school, I used to play a lot of bass. I used to play a lot of bass guitar. And I played trumpet when I was real young. And now I dabble with a Korg microKorg, like one of the microKorgs that they have. I got it at a yard sale. And also have, what are those things called? Volca beats, which is just like a beat sequencer. It's like this big, and it can run from like 8 instruments, and it's really fun.
I myself, I don't play too many instruments, but I do play drums and a bit of piano, but that's mostly just for when I'm producing.
I play a mean trumpet.
It's pretty
Dude,
dry.
I actually suck. Never mind.
Do you do any like songs where you actually do the piano to record, like you record your own song, then add it to a mashup where you do a DJ?
Oh yeah.
That's an excellent question, by the way.
Yeah, those
Excellent question.
So you're saying like, like I'll take a song and then I'll like put 2 songs together and then that's the track, like that's the completed version, and then I'll also like add my own stuff to that. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like you'll have one song, then another song, then for the change you'll play a real instrument, like you'll
Yeah.
record and
It makes sense.
in the middle.
When I do it, those are called like bootleg or mashup remixes, because I'll take maybe the melody or like that main chorus from one song, and then I'll drop it into another song, or I'll drop it into something that I'll make by like, just kind of doing something in a synth, like Massive or Silent.
In fact, if anybody knows the brand Native Instruments, the machine is personally one of the best options for creating live production into mashing and into remixing. Like for example, the only problem is that it's really hard to set up sometimes, especially based on computer preferences, and also like if you're working on PC, good luck. That's all I can say.
Audio on a PC is not fun to deal with.
Oh yeah, like latency problems, and also CPU load, turning off your Wi-Fi, all that stuff is just really hard to work with. But on Mac, all you have to do is just turn it on.
Exactly. Like I've had times where I'm in the middle of a set, and because of how I have to do my setup on Windows, I've had a crash mid-set. That wasn't so fun.
Yeah, that happens.
I've only had that happen once, thankfully, but yeah.
But yeah.
But machine would be the best and easiest way to
do that.
integrate that stuff, and plus plugins as well.
Plus, Native Instruments in general they're very good. They're the ones who also make Tractor.
Better program this wrong. Did you hear that, Gonica?
No, I didn't.
Tractor Master Race.
Oh. You right there.
So I've been messing around with like GarageBand and stuff, trying to figure things out, but I figured out I can like mess with the music that's already there, but I don't know how to actually create my own original stuff. Do I need an actual instrument for that, or is there?
Well, when it comes to like producing, like if you're using GarageBand, that's good enough. Like,
It's actually a very good launching. That's what I use it for.
I mean, a lot of people say like, oh, Ableton's the best, oh, Reason's the best. If it makes music and you can work with it, it's the best for you.
It's your personal preference.
You know, like like people say like, oh, Techniques.This, CDJ's that, MIDI controllers this. Just like, what's good for you, man? Like, I started out with Techniques because I had to, and I don't like it. So I went over to MIDI controllers, and I don't like that it breaks sometimes. So I just went to CDJs because I like spinning off of a flash drive. You know, I mean, because it's a lot more reliable. So, you know, so use what you got, and if it makes music for you, then that's good enough.
How can you set up multiple cue points and choose which cue point you want to start from?
It really depends on the program.
Yeah, what are you using?
Program hardware. So.
DJuice 18.
DJuice 18.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I've never heard of that.
Came with the Hercules controller.
Oh. I'm not sure if that one has multiple cue points
Yeah.
because I know.
I know that in Tractor.
Sure, what Tractor?
On Tractor,
all you have
it's
to do is go to Q, and then find your spot, and then just click it.
and then you can also do it on your controller as well, can't you?
Depending on the control, I'm not sure with mine's a custom mapping. I haven't set that part up yet, but
Yeah.
I'm adding a launch pad to add a lot of extra things like cue points and samples. So.
But yeah, like Tractor is really good with cue points, and Serato's really good with cue points. But the advantage for Tractor is that it has 8 cue points instead of Serato only having 5, and instead of Rekordbox only having 3, which is terrible. You right in the back. Yeah.
What's your guys' opinion on launch pads?
I love launch pads. I have one myself.
Tons of fun. I also have one.
I've never personally used one. I just think that like too many buttons for me is like no. Especially all in one grid.
Too many buttons for me just kind of means like, oh my god, I can use these for so many things.
Yeah.
You, sir.
So saying that I'm a little old school, I did start with vinyl and then to CD players and actually just the fit. But now that if I want to do a mashup, what's the best program to start with? To start playing around.
With producing?
Yes. Producing just to be live.
Like, are you trying to do it live, or are you trying to do it at home for live?
Do it at home and then
And then put it out for live?
Yeah.
There is a program made by the creators of Mixology. It's called Mashup. And it takes one song, and then it takes another song with the power of Mixology, and it finds the best song to mash it up with. And you can literally look at the entire bit grid and mash it and create cue points and like cut and copy and everything. You can make a banger in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
But
and there's also like more advanced DAWs, like say Ableton.
Yeah.
Bitwig just recently came out, and I use that for sampling. Yes.
I would say if you're first starting out, yeah, if you're familiar with Mix and Key, definitely go with that. However, if you want to maybe expand on it further, like past mashups, I would say go with anything with a free trial, like i.e.
Oh,
FL
yes.
Studio, Ableton, Logic, Reason.
One
like-
word about Cubase though. While it's very powerful, it's a little unstable and it has a steep learning curve. So
Well,
Yeah.
that one, I was going to say Cubase.
yeah.
I mean, for that reason, like you don't
Yeah.
want something that's going to crash on you,
And-
but
And mostly the free trials that come with stuff, like most of them will not allow exporting and saving, but that's a good way for you to say, okay, I want to spend $200 on this. Okay, I want to spend $400 on this.
yeah,
You know?
like if you're sitting in a in a session and you're looking at this track that you just made and you're like, dang, this is a free trial, I want to keep working on this, probably a good sign that you're having a good time working with it and you're liking the interface.
Yeah.
Because when I first started producing, I started in FL. No offense to any of the guys at USFL, everybody shut up. But I just wasn't having fun. I see this little beat grid and I made a cool beat and I'm like, this is just drums though. How do I synthesizer? Oh hey, synthesizer. That looks like a spaceship. Ow. Okay, what about this one? Okay, that looks like a plant. Ow. And it just was a mishmash of stuff. But then in Ableton, everything is clear cut. I know exactly what it is. It's labeled. It has a little box in the bottom right corner, bottom left corner that tells you exactly what you're hovering over and how to use it.
So those programs will separate all the instrument and tracks out.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And with that kind of mashing, does anybody listen to French House, like Phantom's Revenge or
So-
His Mounted
yeah.
Majesty Andre? Like, that is the kind of stuff that that like that's the kind of stuff that you're talking about, is that kind of music as well. When people will take like loops and then mash it with like kick drums and hi-hats and just split it, like sampled bass and everything like that, and it's just a continuing motion of dance music. And like that's how I started, is just mashing live, and now I'm just taking all these samples from other songs and just mashing them together, like as you said, you know. But yeah,
You can get crazy nutty with it. Like you just kind of do. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was, I mean, back in the early 90s, that's what you did.
Yeah.
You beat mixed, you found, you know, that's where.
you found your groove.
Exactly.
You have to understand, like I said, music theory to make sure you can match the beat.
Yeah. I would say like definitely delve into it, definitely see what's up, because if you're coming from like vinyl or a good solid DJ background, you definitely have some uncharted waters to explore as far as producing. So you might be in for a treat, personally. Yeah.
Tragically hit the dubstep stuff.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so so when like recording went out, doing like certain programs like really good like recording way, like what song it makes?
If you're using Tractor, it actually has a built-in recorder right up here. You just hit that, records the entire mix to a WAV file.
I'm using Serato, so.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're using a Serato mixer, like if you're using Serato DJ, you still have to buy like an external sound card, like a SL2 or SL3 or SL4. They have external. They have an external out, so you can be able to record, and you could also just buy like a regular USB recorder that will plug into a mixer. That and just use Audacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can.
I have that, and it's kind of just trying to play it. It always stays like a weird file. I can't
Like, is it WAV?
Yeah, like I can't.
Yeah, WAV is a really hard format to work with.
Let's say you don't have a DJ mixer that has built-in recording. What microphone system would you recommend if you, let's say, you use a real-life piano or a real-life trumpet or a real-life violin, and you want to record that and that's it on a program?
So what you're basically asking is what kind of program could you use to record external instruments, or?
What kind of hardware? What kind of microphone hardware?
Well, I mean, when you're recording external instruments, you don't really have to use microphones. For example, well, I mean, if you're using like drums or bass or anything like that, I don't really know that much about microphones. I will say that if you're using like bass guitars or guitars, there's a plugin called Guitar Rig 5, which has
Native Instruments, by the way.
also made by Native Instruments. It's a MIDI foot pedal, and you can also plug that into an external sound card and play into your DAW. So that's another interesting.
Actually, I think if you buy the Guitar Rig hardware, it is a sound card as well.
Yes.
So you just plug your guitar or bass in, plug it in your computer.
All right, that guy right there. You.
You guys using Cubase, Ableton, you guys use Pro Tools part of your production?
I have not used Pro Tools.
Nor have I.
Yeah, I've actually just I upgraded from Ableton to Bigwig Studio. I was part of the beta, and then I tried out the demo, and then I bought the full version, and I was like, this is Ableton, Logic, Reason, Cubase, and most of the popular DAWs all in one, but with a very easy to understand interface. And it also has like different monitor modes as well. Like you can use up to 3 monitors to produce, and it's very, very sensitive. I mean, it's very open to a lot of controllers as well. So if you have like an APC 40 or a Novation Launchpad or even an iPad with Lemur, you can be able to use this with this program, and it's so easy to start. And the community now is starting to upgrade this system as well. Like in version 2, they're going to allow it will be the first DAW in history to ever have online collaboration, meaning that all users of Bitwig will be able to work on one program through an online network.
Multiplayer music making.
Pretty much. And also an online file management system.
I'm like an EDM, and right now I'm using Studio 11. I'm currently using Citrus
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about upgrading to either Massive or Nexus. So, which one would you prefer?
Personally, I prefer Massive and all the other, since I come from Native Instruments, but I'm a bit of a Native Instruments fanboy, but I don't know.
I would when it comes to like synth creation, I would personally recommend Silith, Nexus, Massive, Monarch, Razor, and I got another one in mind.
Was it FM8?
Yeah, well, FM8 is really complicated though.
Yeah, but if you can get the
really
hang of it,
complicated
you get some really
program.
good stuff.
But those are your best bets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of like when you say EDM, what exactly? Like electro, dubstep, and what?
Massive.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, Massive.
I would
Your best
say
bet.
like do you do like if you're doing anything like really housey, if you want to get like a really housey synth, go with Silent One, because that's just the bee's knees. Second, actually, going back to first, your first synth that you should really want to get is Massive, because it's it's just so versatile. It's got like a really strong learning curve. Like that's actually the first synth that I got, and I learned the basics of sound design. Through that synth, I would look up sound tutorials like all day and just learn what every single knob did. Just by learning how to make different sounds, and then through that, I was able to be like, okay, I want a really grimy sound, and but I don't want it to be like this, or I don't want it to sound exactly like Skrillex. So I was like, okay, now that I have the sound, how can I change it? Or, oh, I remember this other tutorial that I learned, I'm gonna change it to sound more like that. And so then you start combining things that you have already done in the past, and you start learning how to make noise. And from there, I can go into like FM8 or Silent and be like, oh, I recognize that knob. That was from Massive. Okay, I can do that, and that'll do this. And then you just kind of like baby step your way into actually making your own sounds. So I would say definitely go with Massive, and all the other stuff they said, Razor, Monarch, Silent One. But yeah, just kind of shop around, see what some other artists that you listen to use, and then go with that.
What motivated you when you began if like you weren't being noticed as much?
What motivated me? I just got tired of people telling me no. That motivated me to do whatever I want, because I'm sick of people telling me no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
What was the question one more time?
Like, what motivated you to points where you weren't being noticed as much at the beginning?
Kids keep trying.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, quite honestly.
I mean, this took me 2 years to get to where I am. Like ever since I started in this fandom, like I've always wanted to play at the BronyPalooza stage, and now I'm here because like last year they said no, and I was like, well, screw that, I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, no, me personally, to be absolutely honest, not being noticed isn't exactly what
This is all about.
Gets me down. Like, I'm gonna be honest. When I release music, I really don't feel like I'm releasing it to anyone, and I have 300 SoundCloud subscribers, and I'm a big boy now. But
we're not big stars.
Yeah, it's like I make music not because I want to be noticed, and I don't make music because I feel like this thing that I just made is the best thing ever. I make music specifically because I'm like, okay, now that this is out, what's my next track going to be?
In a short message is that.
Do
I just
it,
had a
have
brain
fun,
fart.
enjoy yourself.
I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart. Totally forgot what
I don't make music because I want to be noticed. I make music because I know that deep down in my heart somewhere there is some crazy like sound design musician that just like knows everything, and this just passion runs so deep that failure doesn't exist for me. Like I could literally be releasing, my 500th EP to a SoundCloud of 12 followers that aren't even active, and I'm still doing a good job because I'm like, you know what, this is better than the last thing that I made, and that's what counts. And then I keep moving forward. And that's it.
What I was basically going to say is that you can't win everything. You can't win them all. But what you can do is win something better than that. Like say this year I didn't get Everfree. I was kind of pissed about it, but then I got BronyCon, so I felt better. You can't win them all. You know, I've always wanted to play Anthrocon, but I probably never will. So I'll try to
Just tell
get
them you're
something
dead
better.
mouse.
You know,
They love that mouse.
they love animals.
Well, then tell them you're Martin Garrix. Alright, so far.
Is there like a specific kind of mixer you want to use for like genres, like racing genres and that kind of stuff?
The best mixer, in my opinion, is anything by Pioneer. Pioneer seems to has to have some of the best built mixers on the planet, to be honest. That and Allen and Heath.
Yeah, but as far as like specific mixers for specific genres,
I don't think there
to
really
be
is one.
honest, no. Like,
Actually, I defer on this one because back on the whole Pioneer thing, they make mixers for your type of needs. The 909, the DJM 909, that is made for turntablists. Like the DJM 900, that is made for the club mixer. The DJM 2000, that is made for the producer, stage performer. You know, because it comes with a touchscreen and it also comes with a beat slicer and it also comes with so much stuff that a producer would know.
it's got a
you know.
flinger.
Yeah. And it also has like a 3-band frequency. I mean, it has a 3-band EQ for its effects, which is it's never been seen before in mixers. But what I'm saying is that there are mixers that are made for your type of genre, if you're a scratcher, mixer, or a performer. Yeah. You.
Alright, I got a Akai AC20, and you know how it comes with
Can you speak up?
I got a Akai AC20, and you know how it comes with Ableton?
Yeah.
That's expensive, but I got Fruit Loops 11. So would you recommend me getting Ableton?
I'd say try them both and just, find what feels comfortable.
Well, the thing is that this is why I don't like Ableton. Even with when you buy these APC controllers, you get Ableton Live Intro. You can't do anything with Ableton Live Intro. It's just a giant sampler, and they don't even have EQs. They don't even have a compressor. You have to buy that separately, or have to spend $600 more to upgrade to the Suite Edition. Honestly, when it comes down to it, just try it out, and if you're willing to spend $600 more on a program like that, good luck.
Ableton Intro actually does come with a lot of the basic production things like the EQ and the compressor.
It only comes with an EQ, 3?
No, it has the 4 or the the 4.
It doesn't have the 8 though.
You don't really need the 8. I mean, if you get creative, 4 is enough.
I don't know. You.
So, several years ago, I was doing a lot of my own writing, but I hadn't any clue as to how to do recording. So let's say I got a guitar, I got vocals, and I don't have that much of a budget. What would you recommend, maybe not specifically in terms of brands, but a basic setup to start recording and possibly a little bit of polishing?
I've noticed that you said you're trying to record guitar, right? Guitar and vocals. Do you have an iPhone or an Android? Okay. I forgot the name of the brand, but they make this thing called the iRig, and it is basically a recorder for your iPhone that you can plug into your guitar, straight to your iPhone, and record vocals and guitar samples that way, and that's $100.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and it's pretty decent quality
for a recorder like that. Yeah. But other than that, you can also buy a sound card, like a complete 6. Complete 6 is $200, and it also has MIDI inputs and guitar inputs for that as well, and it's about $200. Oh, hey, Selva.
Oh my God, your hat is very red.
Yeah, it's also very mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
You're here to learn about DJing? Well, we've passed the DJing part. We're just talking about production now. Do you want to? Okay.
Fine.
All right, you go sit with your friends with my hat.
Go sit with the other brown dude.
Okay. You.
That is his hat.
When you're DJing with a laptop, what kind of specs and features would you be looking for when shopping for a laptop?
RAM.
Yeah, definitely have.
RAM power is possibly some of the most important thing that you would look for, and especially a computer that can handle more. Like for example, Apple, even though it's a lot more expensive than your regular laptop, 16 gigs can do wonders.
Oh, yeah. Like
Especially for music production.
This year at 16 gigs, I've never really needed more at the moment. At the moment.
Yeah.
But
a good rule of thumb is, especially in this kind of market environment, if you're in the market for DJ equipment or computers or literally anything, quite frankly, you get what you pay for.
Right.
And if you really know how to use it, you can then, in turn, pay for those things with, what you purchase.
If you pay $2,000 for a laptop, you're going to get $2,000 worth.
Something with a lot of USB ports and card readers? Or
If you're looking to use a lot of toys when you play live, I guess kind of like what he was talking about earlier.
My current setup only needs one USB port, really, just for this. But if I want to add in things like my launch pad and then my Nocturne for more knobs, I need about 3 USB ports. This is kind of maxing out on that.
So yeah, if you're planning on going a little crazy and having the piano with the beat pad next to your DJ thing, next to your microwave, then yeah, you probably want a few USB ports.
Wait,
to
you
go
have a
around.
microwave on stage?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
How
like,
else
if
do
you're
you
working
think I
with
get those crazy Melbourne leads?
Speaking of that, if you're using Tractor, if your toaster had a USB input, you could probably use it to control Tractor these days. Like anything will work on Tractor nowadays.
You can scratch with a little toast thing.
Anything with MIDI, you just go into Tractor, you can map it to anything you want. You can do some really complex mappings if you know how to do it. Like my previous controller was a little Novation Nocturne. 8 knobs, 1 crossfader, and 8 buttons. But I custom mapped it to work with the basics of DJing. I used that for about a year until I got this.
All right. Well, does anybody else have any more questions about DJ? Oh, well. You in the white hoodie.
Hello. So yeah, with the music that I want to make, I want to make it sound like old school, synth pop or anything like that from from 30 years ago,
Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I want to clash this with a more modern sound, but my results sound very tinny and aged. How do I make it sound absolutely retro, but very big or dense with the modern?
As far as synths go, one thing I would recommend is the Arturia analog collection. Those are some excellent synthesizers based on all the classic analog ones.
That and use a lot of filters.
Yeah, filters.
Big Crush.
Use a lot of filters Razer has possibly one of the best comb filters I've ever heard. That and Massive, another, whoa, what was that?
That was BronyPalooza.
Oh my God. Oh man, are you guys ready for midnight?
Are you ready for BronyPalooza in general?
Get it. But to answer your question fully, the answer to your question in one word is Solith 1. That's, yeah.
Christ on a bike.
Yeah. Okay, next question. You. Okay. Hey, hang on, guys. Hang on. Reducing CPU, I would say the best idea would be to turn off your Wi-Fi first off.
Yeah.
That creates a lot of process into your CPU. That and take out all of your third-party applications that you're not using at the moment, like iTunes.
Just run Logic.
Yeah, just run that DAW. Just run the DAW that you're using. Run all your background processes, like your Outlook and all your mail and your Chrome and everything like that. Just turn it off.
Yeah, no producing in between TF2 maps.
Yeah, and definitely bouncing your tracks. That will help a lot because playing just a WAV file is a lot easier on the CPU than running the entire contact plugin 5 times.
All right, you. Where's my head at?
Where's your head at?
Yeah, I know. Well, apparently, Rustic Shine, I don't know if anybody knows him on YouTube, he said he made me an aluminum one with lights on it. So, and he wanted me to wear it for my set at midnight, so yeah.
As soon as he finds him.
As soon as I can find him. Which is a first. You?
Have you ever used Audio Tool?
Audio Tool?
Yeah, Audio Tool.
Is that a DAW or?
It sounds familiar.
It's actually an online program.
I've never, no.
Oh, Chrome plugin?
So it's like
I think I've
Flash.
played with it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. I've never worked into
I like my
Flash.
offline things.
You, again?
For those of you who use FL Studios and if not any other program, what are your favorite plugins?
All the
I think we
Arturia-
answered that question like 6 times already.
Yeah, anything in Native Instruments, anything Arturia.
Citrus and Harmor.
Anything Native Instruments because I have Complete
Yeah.
Ultimate 9.
All right. You with the hat.
Yeah. Isotope.
Ozone.
Ozone, yeah.
Mastering?
Yeah.
Don't shoot me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weren't we telling a story about like DJing or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should tell people what it's like to be a professional DJ and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So should we calm down?
We only have
Yeah,
like,
let's
a few
come.
minutes.
Yeah, we should at least give some
Yeah.
insight on what. 8 minutes? All right, let's
All
make
right,
this
what?
quick.
8 minutes?
I started in 2009 with Techniques, then started in San Diego. I played my first gig in 2011 while I was practicing with a Tractor S4 at a con named ColossCon 2012. And then I played my first BronyCon at Counterlock Gardens in 2012, and 2 years later playing all over the country. You might know me from cons like Fiesta Equestria, BabsCon, TrotCon multiple times. I really want to play at Cloudsdale again. There we go.
This guy.
I really want to play at Everfree, but based on the email that I got, they said that they couldn't afford me. So at least I feel good about that, I suppose. But other than that, yeah, I'm playing BronyCon and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, no.
And if any Germans here, I'm going to be playing my first Europe performance in Lunafest in October at Hamburg, Germany. So
Hamburger.
yay! Okay, you go, Garnico, go.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of keep this quick because I already touched on it. Yeah, I started out doing a lot of like really small gigs, just kind of DJing for the b-boy and the hip hop community in my town, doing little kickbacks with my friends, and then from there it just kind of went like, okay, what's the next big thing? And so then I played, a party that my friend threw. After that, it was more parties. After that, I got involved with a guy that contracted me to do gigs that he couldn't do because he was a DJ and he was getting overbooked. And so then I went out and then I did weddings and I did parties like that. And then Bronies happened, and one of those contracted gigs was a pony gig, and it was like their grand galloping gala, quote unquote, and 250 people showed up. And it was after the party they really wanted to get to know me, and they're like, oh, where can we find you? Do you make mashups? Do you post mashups? Like, that was amazing. And I said, oh yeah, I do these like little projects that I put on SoundCloud. And for the first time in my life, I had done a gig where people were interested in me and what I was doing. Because before it was just like, oh, you're that nice boy from Judy's party. Awesome. Like, you're here DJing my wedding. It's super awesome. And now they weren't saying, oh, he's that nice boy. They were saying, wow, that's Garnica. And that blew my mind. And then from there, EQLA happened, and then, just con after con after con. And now I'm here. And so people ask me, outside of the Brony band, I'm like, dude, why do you still represent with the Bronies? And I'm like, because the Bronies represent me. Like, the only reason why I come here is because it's like, I love you guys.
This is seriously like one of the most considerate fan bases I'll ever be with.
Yeah, like, I mean...
And this is coming from a person who plays at anime cons. You guys are way better than anime cons. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, you guys do go pretty hard,
Yeah.
and that's kind of why I've stuck around. If you guys are kind of in the back, just going like, yeah, that is a nice jazz beat. That is something that I can tap my foot to. I'd be like, Seriously, but no, you guys are like, you guys ever free, like throwing water cups up in the air. You guys were crowd surfing. It was absolutely insane.
You guys listen to Eurobeat properly.
Yes, like
That's unheard of.
yeah, like I'm excited.
I love Eurobeat. I mean, I love Eurobeat Brony, but like, it's crazy that like we're getting all these cool genres together, and you guys are appreciating DJing and also appreciating like all these interesting genres that not everybody can enjoy, and I seriously appreciate it. Speaking of that, it's Odyssey.
Speak of the devil, hey!
Hey there.
That is what's up. What's up, Babu? We were just talking about how bronies know how to listen to Eurobeat and how crazy they go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me the other day, he's like, dude, I turned Eurobeat into a spam word. Let's think about this for a second. I turned Eurobeat into a spam word. That is a word that is overused. When in your life have you ever heard the word Eurobeat before bronies?
Never.
Initial D.
Oh, initial D. Like when you actually
Japanese
get initial D,
animation.
so- yeah, but yeah, just you guys, as long as you guys appreciate what we do, we will appreciate the support that you guys give us.
And we'll be able to take DJing to another level for you to see what DJing really is. It is creativity through music. It's like mind control, the way. Oh, hey Philly.
What's up, dude? But yeah, like expanding on that, it's like, let's put it this way. 3 minutes? Okay. Anybody can learn how to play, Enter Sandman on the guitar, but if you're just kind of playing Enter Sandman live and then you decide to mash it up with Lady Gaga,
that's your thing, dude.
That's your
People
thing.
will appreciate that.
And
that's why we have SoundCloud.
Like
That's
telephone.
why we have it,
Stop playing with my emotions.
But yeah, that's DJing as a whole, I suppose.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Does anybody want to ask one last question?
One last
you.
question.
Very quick.
What do I make for a gig now? I play at a residency at a place called Latitude 39. It's a very interesting fusion kind of place. It's like a bowling alley, arcade, nightclub, bar, movie theater.
Because that's exactly what people who are at movie theaters want to do. Listen to a really good DJ.
Yeah, at a nightclub, bar / arcade.
I want to see you play for people
Bowling
who are
alley.
simultaneously watching the Titanic.
It's called Latitude 39 it's Indianapolis thing. Yeah, it's in Indianapolis. How much do I make? I make enough.
I make nothing.
Yeah. But I mean, I wish I was Tiesto big, but I mean, it's not.
Like, it varies. Rare. But yeah, no, it varies per gig. For some of these con gigs, I actually don't get paid at all. Like, I will just kind of come, or like I'll ask for like a room or a flight or both.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like I'll come out and I'll rage with you guys. But for stuff back in LA, it's ranged from anywhere between like $1,000, just flat, to $100 an hour, to a Klondike bar. So
Yeah.
Hey, darn good.
Like, I mean, when it comes to like doing these things, I mean, I honestly don't care about money. I honestly just care about impressing you guys to just come to our shows.
Hey, Tetsuo.
that's my honestly that is my least favorite part of the
She's
job.
been like, raise your hand.
Oh, wow. Oh,
for like
my
30
God.
minutes. Like, I'm.
Oh yeah.
Well, like, super quick. What is it? How do you find your pony artists? On this?
Like
In
how do you,
general?
like if you're just kind of browsing YouTube, like how do you find pony artists?
Hashtags.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to hear the new Eurobeat, it will. If I'm following him on SoundCloud or on YouTube.
No. Like as if you like let's say you
Oh,
didn't
new
know.
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say they'll find you. But then again, I'm really like deep like that.
Yeah, just looking around and exploring and searching the internet. That's pretty much it. All right, so I guess that's it. Thank you guys for coming. And me and Garnica will be playing tonight. We'll be playing tonight at BronyPalooza.
Alex,
I'll be playing at midnight, and he will be playing at midnight as well tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you there. Thank you guys so much.
And then I'll be playing Renegade Stage tomorrow at 4:30.